What is going on, everybody? CLDC. It's the one popping off currently at the moment right now. It's just slowly grinding up and up and up and up and up. We got a 10,000 seller here. See how fast it's getting chipped away. And up it goes. Put a trend line on this and follow the trend line. Bada boom, bada bang. I pulled the trigger on this one. I'm not able to trade on my big account, Charles Schwab. I gotta wait till Wednesday for my funds to settle. So I got a little small account over here on TD Ameritrade. I was able to trade on this one. I was patient on it. I let this morning spike play out. I let the downtrend fall out, and then I was watching it in this area right here. And I was about to pull the trigger on it when it was stabilizing here at $2. And what is it? The 50-day, no, the 200-day is right here at $1.93. So it was hanging right above this 200-day. And from $1.80, this shoots up to $2.40. And I'm like, dang it, I missed it. So I waited for it to pull back. It pulls back all the way back down to $1.94. And I started stabilizing again. I went ahead and I got 450 shares at $1.97. And this started moving up to the VWAP. And this VWAP was acting as resistance. And I was just comparing the level 2 on TD Ameritrade and on Charles Schwab. To me, I just wasn't liking the action. So I let it pull back again, and I seen it was starting to make higher lows here. And it comes back up, and it just pulls over the VWAP here at 220. And right when it starts to pull back again, that's when a lot of people started to panic on it. And it drops down to $2, just below $2. And I'm like, snap. I was just up 20 cents on this, and I let it pull back down. And when it popped back up over $2, I just cut out of it. And right now I'm kind of wishing I held on to it, because now it's come back up to 225, and it's still grinding up, looking to break out right here and test this 240 area right here. So here it goes. We're about to see here in a second. I'm still profit on this trade, but I wish I would have had a little bit more patience on it. I nailed the execution of buying on it. It's just the selling that I messed up on it. And just to show you guys, it's just a little small profit, nothing big. It was like $37. I was up over 120 on this when it was up around 220. I should have just took it. But this is just a small account here. I think I have, I think it's up to just over $1,000 now. And I started this account with $500. So I figured I'd start this one and see how big I can get this one. But it's having a tough time up here at 225, but it is still establishing higher lows. It's looking very good for a breakout. Let me pull up this one right here. I like watching the level 2 better on here than on Thinkorswim. Also watching the ticker tape. And just because a stock spikes up and starts to trending down doesn't mean it's done. I waited, I watched this, I let it finish its downtrend here, then it starts to go sideways. I seen the volume started to fade off on the selling and the volume, and it reversed. And it reversed from $1.80 to $2.42. Now look at, here it goes. See, the ask is getting chipped away real fast. 15,000, 13,000. We want the bids to hold up as well. We want this to hold up above 220. Is it going to start to go? Is it going to fail? Seeing a lot of selling on the ticker tape here. Now it's dropping below 220. People are starting to panic. Are they able to reclaim it? $224. We got a 14,000 seller followed by a 10,000 seller. He just disappeared. This is looking, there it goes. 230. Here comes all the buying. $232. See how it comes right up to this resistance and everybody starts to dump it that was holding on down here. And then now you got the rookie traders coming in and wanting to buy in on it, saying, oh, it's going to break out. It's going to break out. Patience pays, always. Today I didn't have enough patience. I had the right idea, but I got scared out. I got in at $1.97, a mental area, $2. So this running up to 236 with 450 shares, that would have been $225, just about $200. I would have grown this small account. I didn't have enough. I nailed the buy-in, but the sell, I just messed up horribly. So learn from this one and move on. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm still green on this trade, but I'm not happy on the way I executed it. Not getting compulsive and buying here at the top. You know, you got to train yourself to wait. Waited for this to pull back down. Seen it was bouncing here at $2. A mental support area. It's making a higher low from this area. It's still showing signs of bullishness. And it just came from 240. I'm seeing big buyers on the bid. And it starts to pop up to the VWAP. Comes back down and it's slowly making higher lows. Building its way up. Getting tighter and tighter. And then we get that pop. Right back up to this old resistance here at 240. So again, this could pull back now down to the VWAP or the $2 area and work its way back up again to this 240 area. We'll see. Going off of chart history, this caught my attention pre-market, and what I liked about this was, let me pull it up. Going back and looking, at the previous day's spikes here. So we have 2 green days right here with big volume. What's the volume on these days? This day was 9 million in volume, and this day was 10 million in volume. And the price went from $1.94 to $5.90. $4 rip here with 10 million in volume. And then we had a range here of 370 to 772 with 9 million in volume. Pre-market, this already had almost 2 million in volume. So I'm thinking to myself, the market hasn't opened yet. Its biggest days right here are these 2 days with only 9 and 10 million in volume, and this thing ripped $3-4. So this could see good movement today. That's what caught my attention on this. It gapped up huge, yes. It had a good spike. Pulls back, and now it's starting to grind its way back on up to this high of day right here at 275. This is why you wait. Let the morning spikes play out. Let it pull back. Let it start to form a pattern. And the pattern right now is this trend line. It's making higher lows. I'm still seeing a lot of buying here on the bid, but this bid could easily get bought up. And so far it's still bouncing off this trend line, so it's still in play. It is getting pretty late though. It's coming into 11 o'clock. So as we go into lunch hours, what I would want to see on this is for it to consolidate and maybe break out during power hour. It's already come up to this resistance of 240 1, 2, 3 times and showed, and it hasn't broken out. Right here. And it just keeps hitting this trend line. And the more times it hits this trend line, the weaker it's going to get. It's hitting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And it's hitting this resistance really only once. But it's come to it 3 times. So the more, it's like a jackhammer theory. The more times it pounds away at this support, it's going to break through it. We also had, just before the market opened, ALT came out with an offering, and it just killed the vibes this morning. This was gapping up, looking really prime for a breakout, going up to $10 when it closed at $7.25 Friday, and they come out with a $25 million offering, and it drops from $10.15 all the way down to around $5. And this morning, it just, everything that was gapping up, it just killed the momentum. And we also had IGC with a nice gap up and spike this morning, gapping up from 412, opening at around 5, and spiking up to almost $6. Great moves right there. And then NBEV, I believe they had a conference, but things just went south for this. Closes here at $8.50. Pre-market, it was hitting $9. Remember our resistance we talked about over the weekend? Comes back down, drops, and it drops hard all the way down to $6.84. And then it comes right up. And I was thinking $7.50 over the weekend. I was saying $7.50 could be its next support. it comes right up, and the 750 was acting as somewhat of a resistance. And now it's slowly making lower highs, and it's looking to fall off again. So NBEV is looking bearish. But we've been seeing a lot of traps lately for shorts. So anything could still happen with NBEV. Also, OGEN was gapping up, but just nothing's happening with it. It's still in this range right now from 250 up to $1.80. And then VTVT is still just hanging around in this $3 area. It doesn't really have too much volume towards it. But more than likely, if this doesn't come out with any news, this is probably just going to fade off. And then we have CRMD making new highs. This is breaking out to multi-year highs. But it's moving up pretty slowly because this is a bigger float, I believe. CRMD. Let's see. CRMD's got a float of 78 million. And you see it's only moved up from $1.40 up to $1.65. Going back to CLDC real quick, it just broke that trend line. But it's liking this $2, 190, 185 area for support. Now that it broke this trend line, let's see if this trend line acts as resistance. More than likely it will. So you look at this on the 5-minute, making higher lows, moving up to this resistance up here at 245, comes right up to it, can't break out, falls right back down. It's still making higher lows though. 15-minute looks kind of ugly. I mean, it's really just showing a range that it has. $1.80 to 240. And then the 65-minute, it just looks ugly. AGRX came out with an 8K on the 5th. This was up pre-market. It's got room to break out. I mean, it's got room to run up to $1.55. 50 or not $1.55. Like 50 cents is going to be a tough resistance, and 67 cents. GTXI making a little move from $1.70 to $1.90. And you see how this is why this purple dotted line here is the previous day's close. Now you see how it comes up here and it comes up to it again, and that line right there is acting as resistance. If I could, I would have the line where it plots the open as well, but I can't on Charles Schwab. I have it plotted out on Thinkorswim. The pink line is where it opened, and the white line is what the previous day's close. Man, I wish I would have held on a little bit longer on CLDC. I had the right idea. Yeah, that's what happened. I got shooken out. This was up at 225, and after it touched 225, it just quickly dropped down. People just market sold and hit the bid, and it dropped all the way down from 225 down to just below $2 like that. I got shaken out. The more screen time you put in, you'll just get a feel for these stocks in the morning, and you'll know which ones to watch. But IGC had a great little bounce here after being red the previous 3 days. Let's see here. We're just now about to be heading into lunch hours, so lunch hours I would look for things to consolidate, and then we would see what would happen going into power hour. See the top of this wick here. $4.77. So you see how that was acting as resistance here pre-market. Oh yeah, we also had CIG as well. CIG gapped up. Look at this thing on the daily chart. From $1.70, just gap up, gap up, gap up, and then a huge gap up here. Last time it was in around this level was back in April. Let's see. Biggest percentage gainers, we got EARS going from 47 to 66. I'm not a big fan of ears. AMTX. See, this came up and blew right through the 50 and 200 day. And it's got history of spiking. Let's see here, it went from $1.16 to $3.15 with 43 million in volume. And right now it's currently got 454,000 in volume. CRMD, we already went over that one. See, CLDC coming right back down to this $2, $1.90 area. It's still holding up, but I don't know. I would really look for this to consolidate here in this $2 area all the way up until power hour. See if it can finally break above this 240 level. The overall market's red today. Let's see. This is the SPY. We had a gap down today. Opens up way down here, but then rallies all the way back up to where it closed the previous day. And now it's falling right back down. Let's see, hold on. We got the NASDAQ still falling. Man, the NASDAQ's just been looking ugly. Look at that on the 5-minute here. Just keeps making lower lows, lower highs. That's not looking good. And then we got the SPY here. Came right down and pulled back to this old resistance. And it's bouncing right off the 50-day here. And that resistance, which is now holding as support. And it's looking toppy here at 288. See how this is where it closed Friday. And then it gapped down and rallied up this morning right up to that close and fell right back down. And if a good way to, even if the market is making crazy moves, you have your inverse ETFs. Compare the SPY to UVXY and what's the other one? DVIX. And whatever the SPY does, the inverse ETFs, UVXY, TVIX, will do the mirror opposite. I remember back, maybe go back. I remember back right here and right here when the SPY was correcting itself and making these big volatile moves. TVIX was just going insane. It started at $6 and it was a couple days later it was touching $20. And it just goes to show, even when the market's looking bearish, you could still take advantage of these inverse ETFs. And you really don't have to be short all the time. I mean, even when the market's red, you could still be bullish on these ETFs. I don't know a lot about ETFs, but I would like to learn more about ETFs. Market equity ETFs, gold ETFs, oil ETFs. I'll start learning about that here pretty soon. It's what I love about the market. There's just all kinds of possibilities to make money. And the more you learn, the more you know, the more opportunity you will see. But I'm not really seeing too much going on this morning. CLDC was really the only thing, and IGC. But IGC is just getting to that point where It's a little played out in my opinion. But we also have EARS grinding up currently right now, as you can see right here. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of EARS. Overall market's red. See, look how fast that fell. Gaps down, all the way down to here, rallies up, and now it's falling right back down. So real quick, let's just compare this with UVXY or TVIX, and I'll show you. Make this bigger. So here we go. This is TVIX, an inverse ETF to the SPY. Now you see here at the beginning of the day on the SPY how it goes up, and we got that real quick, it makes like this N shape. And then here on this, we got this U shape. Just compare it. This does the opposite of whatever the SPY does. The SPY does whatever opposite of TVIX. Today it's got a range of $30 to $32. That's $2. And it may seem like a lot, you know, if you're trading with a small account. But if you got a volatile stock making $2 moves like this, it's all in your mind. So let's do it real quick. Let's say you got $2,000 divided by 30. That equals out to 66. By 66 shares, times that by 2, because this runs up $2. It's $132. You grew your little 2,000 small account right here. And then you just do that over and over and over again. Those small gains add up. A lot of these big monies, big money portfolios, you know, their goal is to grow their portfolio at least 2%. Just compare this with the SPY here. This is starting to break up a little bit. This is breaking back down to this low down here. No problem, Daniel Puffs. I'm in the same boat you are, man. Just stick with it. I've been doing this for just over a year and a half, and I've come a long ways. You just got to stick with it and study your butt off. So going back real quick, let's see how our CLDC still hanging around in that area. See, now that we're going into lunch hours, like I said, watch. This is most likely going to just hang around in this area all the way up until 2, 3 o'clock, because everybody makes their money in the morning. They go to lunch. The big money makes their money. They go to lunch. They come back at the end of the day, and they look for positions to hold overnight or just scalp at the end of the day. That's why you see these big volatile moves the first hour, hour and a half in the morning, and then you'll see the market go sideways for 3 hours during lunch hours, and then the last hour and a half, 2 hours of the day, that's when you'll either see a big spike up or a big spike down. This happens every single day, every day. And the importance of being here every day and observing market conditions is so you could see patterns that are happening over and over again and knowing market conditions, looking and studying what is the SPY, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, what are all those doing every day? And you do that every day, you start to get a feel for the market. I don't want to predict the market, I just want to react to what the market is telling me. But again, I couldn't trade on my big account today, so I just traded on my small account on TD Ameritrade. Let's see. I played CLDC. I nailed the buy-in down here, but I got shaken out right here when this was up at 225 and people started to panic and sell it, coming back down below $2. And this started to grind up, making higher lows, and it double triple topped right here at 240. So this is just a small account on here to trade with when I don't have my funds available on my big account. And I started this TD Ameritrade account with $500. I've grown it up over $1,000 now. And today I just took a little small profit on it. I was up over 120 on it, but today it's just a lousy $40 with 450 shares. Like I said, I nailed the execution and buying in on it, but I just learn from it and move on. But is there any more questions from anybody after this, before I end this live stream? The only thing I would really keep an eye on, in my opinion, is CLDC and IGC. Those seem like to be the only ones that are popping off and that have the attention this morning. AGRX is starting to get up in there. Let's see, AGRX. The one time it was volatile right here, it had 52 million in volume. Here it had 6 million in volume. Today it's currently got 3 million in volume. So you got a long way to go in volume, 52 million, and we're already almost 2 hours into the market. You got 52 million here. We're only at 3 million right here. So it's important to do that. Go back and look at what candles on the daily had big volatile moves. Look what it did in volume that day. This had a range of 45 cents to 92 cents, but it took 52 million in volume to make that move. Today, it's looking pretty slow. It's only got 3 million in volume so far today. It's only gone up from 40 cent up to 52 cent. Let's see this on a bigger time frame real quick. You can see it's right up at these resistance areas too. It's going to have this resistance here at 52 cents. As you can see, it couldn't break above right here. Resistance here at 56. There's just a lot of resistance on this. Yeah, there's a lot. When the overall market's red, 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. So when the overall market's red, I really don't like trading. It's like when the market's red, it's a rainy day. When the market's green, it's a sunny day. 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. Your chances are better for stocks, if you're long, for breaking out if the overall market's green. And that's why also I have this high-low ticker here. So right now 51% are red, making new lows, and 49% are making new highs. So, and this is on trade ideas. You really don't need trade ideas too much. I mean, just tracking the biggest percentage gainers, that's all I really do. And I do just fine. You know, just tracking the biggest percentage gainers, FinViz, Theliant.com, or even if you have your custom stock screener on your trading platform. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim is alright. I really like Street Smart Edge, Charles Schwab. They have a really good screener. But so far, starting off the week, I'll take it. It's green, starting off the week green, and the market is heating up. It is. So starting the week off green, I'll take it. It's better than starting off the week red and then playing catch up. And a lot of this is just patience, waiting for your setups. We went over market recap over the weekend. We had a watch list we created, and just a lot of the stocks we have on our watch list are either it's still in their range or they're red on the day. So I don't want to force anything. Tomorrow's a new day. If nothing's going on in the market, always tell yourself that. Or even if you missed a big spike, don't get FOMO. Patience. It's all about patience. Waiting for your setups. But alright guys, that's it for this market recap. Be patient. Have that discipline and study, 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 guys. Alright, later.